And no matter how much I try, no matter what I do, at the end of the day, I still just want the out. I want to be single. I know I can love myself better alone than anybody can love me with them.
All right, guys, gotta talk about this interesting story from this individual, okay, who is getting on TikTok here, breaking down into tears, okay, full-blown tears, and crying at the fact that she hates being married. Take a look.
I hate being married. I long for the day to be single again. The only thing that's causing me to stay and stick it out is because I've been a housewife for 10 years. And to get back out there in the workforce with a mental illness, there's some fears that I have. But I literally do hate being married. So y'all know how I say that I always use my content to push my pain into purpose, make y'all laugh. A lot of this pain is connected to my marriage. A lot of it. I just try my hardest not to put it out there, and I'm still not going to go into details. But just know that it's not gold. And no matter how much I try, no matter what I do, at the end of the day, I still just want the out. I want to be single. I know I can love myself better alone than anybody can love me with them. I love who I am, but I do not love who I am with this person. I hate being married, and on my life, once it is over, I would never get married again.
I'm completely blown away. I've been doing this YouTube thing for about 4 years, and every time I see these videos, I'm completely flabbergasted and in shock. I really am. Okay, the fact that people can go on TikTok and air out their dirty laundry, okay, air out their marriage, their husband for clicks and views. I'm just saying. Okay, some things need to be left offline. Okay, talking to a pastor, an elder, a professional, a therapist, right? To see if you could possibly save the marriage, right? Could you imagine being with a therapist and pulling up this TikTok video? This is damning. It really is. Okay, I think this is more destructive than anything else, right? Because you're pretty much posting your relationship online for public opinion to provide their unprofessional feedback in regards to what you should do next, right? Because she does have a little bit of a following here. At the time of this recording, it was about 1 million views, right? So you could only imagine how many times people are sending this video to your husband, right? Pretty much alienating him, right? Because in the video, you were saying that he was taking care of you for 10 plus years. He was the provider. So he busted his behind, got up every day, probably worked overtime hours, holidays, right? Doing the things that he didn't necessarily want to do. But because he signed up to be married, he put the work in to provide so that you were able to not work. And now 10 years later, she's saying, I hate getting married, or I hate being married. Really? And the only reason why I guess she's not getting a divorce is because she doesn't want to go back out there in the workforce. This is nasty work, man. It really is. You know, for the guys that are possibly considering getting married or having a woman stay at home, this is something that you got to take into consideration. Okay, the possibility that if your woman is staying at home, she can kind of flip the switch here a little bit and say, hey, I haven't been working for 10 plus years. Now you got to pay me spousal support, or I'm stuck in this marriage, and possibly guilt tripping you in the process. I'm just saying, right? So I think in a situation like that, you got to weigh out the pros and cons. You really do. Okay. Because to possibly have a woman staying at home, there's going to be pros and cons to that versus a woman out in the workforce. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, guys. So the next video is going to be a content creator reacting to the initial clip. Take a look.
I hate being married. I long for the day to be single again.
Then leave.
The only thing that's causing me to stay and stick it out is because I've been a housewife for 10 years. And to get back out there in the workforce with a mental illness,
Right.
there's some fears that I have.
I'm sure there are, sweetheart. You got on here with the alligator tears. Just ranting. There's a couple of things I want everybody to watch. Let's do the male version of like the opposite of her, right? Mr. Provider Man. I hate being married, bro. It's just I long for the day that I'm single again, dude. Because for 10 years I paid all of her bills, but like I never had to wash any of my own clothes, cook any of my own meals, change any diapers, do any child rearing. I never had to clean the house. Like, that's the only little eensy beensy thing. Like, that's the little tiny thing that I'm just afraid of, like, to divorce her. Like, I haven't had to stroke my own meat in 10 years. And like those are the only like little itty bitty things that she did for me. And so like if I could find a way to like replace her and the little few things she did for me, like take care of my entire life, I would have divorced her yesterday, bro. Yesterday. And then it's like I have this mental illness. And like forget the fact that she's been the main person who's had to deal with my mental illness. Just watch me cry and feel bad for me. Right. That's how stupid she sounds. This man has provided for you consistently for 10 years. You're online crying because you want to be divorced from him for like so bad. And your biggest fear is having to replace what he provides you.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Okay, so when you put it like that, it makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. But hey, it seems like she's doubling down, okay, because she is responding to one of her subscribers, or I guess commenters here, that left a comment on her video. It reads, "Felt this to the core, and I praise God every day he provided a way out. It wasn't that I didn't love my husband as a person, but I didn't love him as my partner, and that's a horrible feeling."
You hit the nail on the head with this one. That's exactly how I feel. Because he has great qualities about himself, and that's what made me work so hard to stay and try to fix it. But unfortunately, we get along perfectly apart than we ever do together. I honestly believe at this point in my life that he was supposed to have been a friend. I was supposed to friend zone him and not actually marry him. Because you're absolutely right. I do love him as a person, but not as my partner. And that's a horrible, horrible feeling. And he ain't even cheating, from what I know. And the only reason why I put up the video is because I didn't want to feel alone. I needed to feel related to. I don't get that often. I don't have a lot of friends in the physical. Most of the people that's close to me live very far away from me. So physically, I don't have people to lean on, to go to confide in. So thank you for saying this, and I appreciate it. I'm going to be okay.
According to her, she doesn't have any friends in the physical. Okay, so I guess that was one of the reasons why she posted the video. But according to her in the video, he was a good guy, right? He was so much of a good guy that she wanted to friend zone him, or he should have been a friend. That's crazy right there. That is absolutely crazy. 10 years later, she just says, yeah, married the wrong guy. My bad. Really? Wow. Wow. And some women will say, why should she stay in a marriage if she's not happy? Well, the answer is very simple. She signed up for the marriage, right? She signed up for the marriage. You don't just bail shit because things get hard. It's supposed to be hard, right? If you sign up for a marriage looking for happiness, you're in the wrong situation, okay? You are in the wrong situation. Relationships, or marriages rather, are not for happiness. They're not. It's for duty. The responsibility of your vows. That's what it's about. So again, it's just crazy that some of these modern women just want to wake up and say, nah, I'm good. Don't want to do this no more, right? Don't want to do this no more. I'll just make a TikTok video about it and have over 1 million people watch it. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, and just when you thought that it couldn't get any worse, she made another video blaming Joe Biden. Okay, Joe Biden and the inflation, the Bidenomics is the reason why her marriage failed.
I wonder how many marriages have Bidenomics destroyed. Yeah, I know I can't blame failed marriages on the economy. However, it plays a big part in it, baby. You can't afford to do. You can't go on trips. You can't go on dates. You can't pamper each other. All you can do is pay bills and look at each other all stupid like up in these four walls. That's it. That's all. Hell, you can barely afford your bills and rent, making it even more strenuous on your marriage. You got to deal with this on top of all other types of bullshit on your marriage. Somebody pulled the divorce rate under Bidenomics. Ain't no sex being had, Nathan, up under this damn economy. Look at me, the receipt queen. I done found some. Inflation and divorce. Are rising rates keeping couples married longer? And when you read through the article, hell yeah, people can't even afford to get a damn divorce. Then you wonder why I say there's fear that sits into me when I start to think of other moves and to move accordingly. In today's time, you need about 3, 4, 5 marriages together in one house in order to afford to live, baby.
All right, guys, so there you have it, okay? You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. Okay, maybe that's one thing that we can agree on is the inflation and how crappy the economy has been, okay? That's one thing that we can agree on. But I mean, let's be serious here. And I hope this is satire. I really do. Okay, I hope she's not being serious here. Because you got to really look at yourself in the mirror. You got to really look at the people, behind the four walls of your home. Okay, you can't blame external factors. Are external factors to blame to some degree? Maybe, right? It could very well be a possibility for sure. But when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Okay, how are you going to overcome the seasons of difficulties in your marriage or relationship, right? How can you add to the campaign to make sure this ship doesn't sink? I'm just saying. So to just blame it on Joe Biden, I guess, right? But there has to be more accountability here. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Give me some feedback. And until next time.